to AlphaOmegaSin's 500th video. The first video for 2014, and me going through and pretty much highlighting a bunch of shit that happened throughout all of 2013. Whether it was news-related, game-related, or anything about my personal life, or what the fuck ever, I'm just gonna have all culminated to into one big fucking cauldron that I call this motherfucking video right here. So, let's get this shit rolling, shall we? Alright, first things first, because, well, quite frankly, it was one of the biggest things that everybody was dealing with throughout the entire year, and that was Google becoming a big, inflamed, puckered butthole, turning inside out, right side in, slurping up its own shit, snowballing it back out. Whether or not it has semen in it depends on what the fuck Google was doing prior to all those events, but regardless, the only thing at the end of the day that we're realizing is that Google is suddenly straying from the path of being an extremely awesome, innovative, and kick-ass useful company, and kind of forcing its own bullshit onto everybody, incorporating it into every single facet of all the random Google things that you can go and get, whether it's their regular ass awesome as fuck search engine, or YouTube itself, which they ended up going and swallowing that up from somebody throughout a buyout. But they're trying to go and take YouTube and turn it into something that's not by incorporating things like, I don't know, Google Plus, which that fell flat on its fucking face, and they already realized that, but I don't know, I guess they really want this to become the next social media outlet, which it's never going to become, I'm sorry to fucking say, but Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram and other shit like that, and Vine, and what the fuck ever you want to really go with, they kind of have that locked down, and this isn't really going to be that next fucking thing. Quit trying to do that, just fucking cut your losses and accept the fact that you're still one of the biggest companies in the entire world, and most used, no less. But the thing is, for somebody like me that's been using YouTube since about 2008, and making videos since 2009, I've gotten so much use out of YouTube, I don't want to see it go to shit. And many people that are watching this right now, you probably use this on damn near a daily basis, whether it's to go and watch things that are productive, to go and learn things, just to be entertained, whether you're trying to go and find new music, which I do frequently. I found so many new fucking bands this way. Whether you're going and just trying to go and find things that you didn't think exist, whether you just want to be amused by seeing people fucking fail terribly, whether you want to go and become the next fucking, like, rich and famous person online, regardless of that reason, it's something that's incorporated into a lot of people's everyday lives, and to see it go and just be tossed to the side because a big fucking corporate company like Google is just not giving a shit, it's just so fucking stupid, you know? So we've seen them with all the copyright bullshit go and happen. We had the Google Plus Incorporation. Then we had the site changed like 8 gajillion fucking times from the way that it looks, the way that it's used, and it bothers me because it's a big faceless entity. It's all automated. There aren't actual people that you can go and speak to and air your grievances to and tell them, hey, this isn't actually working the way it is. Like, there's nobody for you to fucking talk to. It can't even fall on deaf ears because there's no ears to be deaf. You know, a fucking cold machine isn't going to give a shit one way or the other. You know, this isn't the Terminator. It doesn't go and just take fucking orders, unfortunately. It kind of just makes its own orders, and then if you aren't marching to the beat of that drum, then you aren't marching at all. And that's really fucking unfortunate, but again, there really isn't any competition for them to worry about, so they're not sweating bullets whatsoever. Good song, by the way. But they're not going to be sweating bullets for the sheer fact it's like, well, what do they have to worry about? And until a competition rises up, starts offering the same exact type of user experience and the same wealth of content, then Google's just going to keep doing what they're doing. And like I said previously in other videos, even if somebody does rise up and become an actual player in real competition, gonna make it rain until a buyout happens. And more than likely that will end up happening because a lot of people want to retire early with at least $1 billion in their pocket of actual net worth and say, you know, today's been a good fucking day. So yeah, all I can say is Google, on behalf of AlphaOmegaSin and a shitload of people on the internet, please quit fucking up and get your head completely out of your ass, because you have it up there enough that this is actually like starting to fuck with math. Like, you're going and transdimensionally shoving your head up your ass because it's happening so many fucking times. You're like a fruit by the foot type deal. Just stop doing that. Nobody likes it. 2013 also brought us not one, but two consoles. So we got the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. And then we had South Park go and depict both fanboy groups feverishly just sitting there like keyboard warriors, just foaming at the mouth, ready to be like, my console's better, no, my console's better. High-pitched little fucking squealy-ass voices, just trying to go and say that their preference in console is suddenly making them fucking special, which we all know at the end of the day doesn't actually make you special because it's just your fucking preference and not a goddamn fucking cold hard fact. If you have an Xbox One, game the fuck on. If you have a PlayStation 4, game the fuck on. If you have a powerhouse PC that's capable of going and running the entire fucking world straight from your home, assuming that you're able to go and handle such a task, then game the fuck on. If you have a Nintendo Wii U, game the fuck on. If you're sticking with handheld gaming or just using your fucking phone, then game the fuck on. If you want to go and say, fuck all this modern shit, I'm sticking with retro gaming, then game the fuck on. At the end of it, just go and do that and just realize this. Fanboys are nothing but complete and utter fucking Neanderthals. They can't even realize that a machine isn't going to suddenly just make you better than everybody. All it is a fucking goddamn console that allows you to be able to play the games, and that's what you're going to remember it for. When you look back at the past consoles, what do you remember? Not the fucking features. You think about the catalog of games that it's capable of offering you right now and what it was able to offer you back then. And that's what I'm going to judge these systems on at the end of it. Got my PlayStation 4, I'm fucking happy. Got a Nintendo Wii U, I'm fucking happy. I got a whole bunch of fucking games, I'm fucking happy. Whatever you have, that's fucking awesome. All I can really say is I hope that this console generation is going to be just as good as the fucking last. One thing that actually was kind of a bummer, but was something that was also bittersweet, 2013 brought us the PlayStation 2 finally ceasing production in hardware and software, and that was a testament, a milestone even. You gotta take into account that this system was around for over a decade. In production, still being sold in stores, still being produced, and people are still gaming on it. That is fucking impressive and then some. Whenever you take into account that most console life cycles are usually anywhere between 4 to 6 years, that's a really impressive feat. That's all that you can go and say about it. And whenever you go and you look at the library of games that it was able to offer you, you have all the Devil May Cry games, you have all of the Ratchet & Clank games, you have all the Jak and Daxter games, you have the Resident Evil games. Here, I can actually look at them from over here. You have the Dynasty Warrior games, because those are really fucking awesome. I don't give a shit what anybody says. You have the Onimusha games, which we need an Onimusha remake, seriously, like our HD collection, something like that. I'd really, really appreciate something like that. You got the Suikoden games, you got the Shadow Hearts games, you got the Shin Megami Tensei games, the Persona games, obviously, the Grandia games, the Guilty Gear games, and I don't feel like listing off anymore right now because I don't fucking feel like it. But anyway, the point being is that it's got a legacy. I mean, it's one of the best-selling systems of all time. It's got one of the biggest libraries in gaming of all time. And all I can say is, one of the best ways that you can go and just look at this entire thing is to go back and skim through the library of games, because I mean there's diamonds in the rough all over the place. Not to say that GameCube and Xbox didn't have the same amount of games to be able to offer you that were diamonds in the rough, but the PlayStation 2, just because it has so many fucking games, it's easy to look over them, because I mean there was how many being released per month. So PlayStation 2, proud to say that not only one of my favorite consoles of all time, but had one of the best libraries and lasted for a long-ass fucking time. So, I salute you, PS2! One thing I couldn't get enough of was the media throughout all of 2013 trying to blame video games on the most insane shit in the entire world. I mean, we had them say that video games were giving you cancer. You know, that totally makes sense. Anytime I'm picking up a controller, I'm suddenly just getting cancer. Waving a fucking Wii remote around, getting cancer. That headset, everything I'm hearing sounds like fucking cancer because it's high-pitched, little squealy, fucking stupid-ass motherfucking voices that I don't want to hear, and those are kind of cancers. But the game itself wasn't going and giving me cancer unless it's something like Shaq Fu or Bubsy 3D, Superman 64, E.T., etc., etc., etc. Those could possibly give you cancer. Eye cancer, ear cancer. Overall, I feel like shit and I don't even want to live anymore cancer. No, that's suicidal tendencies. Whatever, it doesn't really matter. The point is that the media was trying to go and portray games as something that was going to be a health risk to you to such a degree that was going to give you cancer, but let's be realistic. How many fucking news outlets have been saying that everything is giving you cancer? I got Amazon.com gift cards for Christmas. I guess those are going to give me cancer. This blue slime right here is going to give me cancer. Look at it, and it doesn't even give a fuck because it's smiling. It's like, I'm going to get this motherfucker cancer. It's so much fucking cancer everywhere. These Sega Saturn games clearly giving me cancer. I must have a lot of cancer because I played a lot of those fucking games. Mega Man, are you giving me cancer? Is that why fucking Capcom doesn't want to make any of those? I mean, Proto Man is back there. He's smirking, so I don't really know. How about this? I mean, this is the Hellraiser puzzle box that OK Chief sent this to me, so I have to thank him for that. So, I mean, maybe if I go like this, will this give me cancer? No, this will give me eternal punishment and they'll have fun with my flesh and all the other shit. So I guess that could be something like that. Get the fuck in there. Stay. Good. Okay. Oh, look at this little 8-bit skull. Is this giving me cancer? I'm rubbing the fucking cancer all over me. The point is that it's fucking assholic and stupid is fucking dried up on a sunny day dog shit to go and think that that would even make any fucking sense. But you have those sheep-like people that just think, well, if they're saying it on the news, it must be true. All right, Janine, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna sell all of the games right now. We don't care. I don't care how many that you bought for Timmy there. He can't play them anymore because they're going to give him cancer. We're going to end up getting cancer right now. I feel like I don't feel well. I might be getting cancer. We've been in the house the entire time. We'll quarantine the place right now. Let's go and try to shut down that GameStop. We don't really need that. And that local game store, shut them down too. We cannot have that because they're giving the entire town cancer. They're cancer givers. That's what they're doing. And Sony and the Microsoft and Nintendo, they are cancer givers too. So we are going to shut them down. And assholes like that really exist. That's the thing that like drives me up a fucking wall. I'm like, what? So then you have what was it? They also had the fucking people over in what the fuck was it? I have it written down. Connecticut. Sorry. They had the people in Connecticut that were going to have a big mass burning of violent video games because this was going to spread a message of them trying to do the greater good. So, if I remember correctly, book burnings were just as fucking stupid, and it was a heinous act to go and take somebody that might have been a bit too intelligent, go and label them as a witch, and then burn them in the middle of the town square, and then everybody just kind of hangs out and roasts marshmallows and smells burnt hair at the same exact time, and that's a s'more nobody wants to fucking deal with. But at the same point, those were fucking stupid, retarded, and were just driving humanity back by hundreds of fucking years. What do you think something like this was going to do? And when I made videos on both of these things, I mean, I had to express how fucking idiotic something like this is, but it's really bad when people in positions of power are driving this home, and that's what they're trying to convey this message to people, and then you have a bunch of fucking simple-minded assholes going, it's like, just what knock you fucking silly, and maybe a couple of those dormant fucking brain cells in there will suddenly just like charge back up and be like, oh shit, now I can actually do things. But more than likely not, because they don't even have two to rub together to be able to fucking get a double-digit IQ, let alone a fucking actual thought, but whatever. Or the fucking people that are trying to say violent video games are all going to have their own special tax. And the best part about that was anything could be a violent video game, including I could be playing Super Mario 3D World, and they're going to say, well, that's violent because he shoots fireballs and he jumps on things, and he can also get hurt and fall to his death. Dun dun dun! So that's definitely a violent video game. God forbid all Assassin's Creed, definitely a violent video game. All Call of Duty, violent video game, of course. So special tax on all of that just so that they can get extra money because they see how many people are buying those, how much money the industry's making, and damn it, they need their fucking piece of it. So they do this all under the guise of a very good agenda. We're trying to do this for the greater good of people, to try to tell them, don't make these things, we'll tax you. Now, it's bullshit. So, again, just the media having a complete and utter fucking field day with stuff like this. It annoys me to no fucking end. It annoys me more whenever people buy into it without actually fucking taking the time, even a couple seconds, and fucking thinking about it. So all I can say is, media, in 2014, why don't you do something like, I don't know, report the fucking news with actual facts instead of just trying to go and fill out your own agenda, because you're a bunch of fucking cockswabs. One thing that I loved the shit out of in 2013 was the rise of Kickstarter games. So we had Shantae, River City Ransom Underground, Mighty Number 9, Pure Solar HD. We had all these things coming up, and they met their Kickstarter goals. And you got to keep in mind that in an industry that is as competitive as it is, and expensive to produce these games. Because, I mean, most publishers end up looking at it like this. They're like, well, I don't know if we really want to go and invest in somebody like you, because despite the fact that you're developing a game that looks like it could be really creative, really innovative, and really fun, we're not sure if it's going to make like $500 million within 3 days, so we're not really sure we're interested in something like that. So then you have creativity pretty much being squashed out in the name of, we need stupid amounts of money because we saw stupid amounts of money being made over here. And that doesn't happen. And it's even worse whenever you have gamers who are more interested in games that are making money instead of the actual content of said game and whether or not it's going to be interesting or amusing or what the fuck ever. That shit always drove me up a fucking wall. Well, I care about how much money it made. Okay, are you invested in this somehow? Like, do you have stock in that fucking company? Does your family work for them or something? No, then shut the fuck up, idiot. Like, I don't ever understand something like that. But with Kickstarter, these projects that I know damn well weren't actually going to fucking be able to easily be made, were finally getting off the ground. And Mighty Number 9 was probably one of the most exciting ones because it had all the Mega Man drama behind it. And I was just like, dude, that's fucking awesome. Capcom was going and giving a shaft to Mega Man over and over again. Rockman don't really give a shit. That's that thing that we go and we just make merchandise out of. Actual games? No, we go and cancel those. We let them make it so far like they're actually going to make a game, and then we cancel them, then we tell everybody publicly about it so we can sit back, have a martini, and laugh at all those motherfuckers. Oh, and also we're going bankrupt. So, Kickstarter, very good. Shanti and Mighty Number 9 actually kind of like got together in a certain way, so I thought that was kind of interesting. River City Ransom Underground, which I've made videos about all these individual things, and those are all the Kickstarter things that I've actually supported, the only ones I've supported, and all of them actually made it, so it was really exciting for somebody like me to go and see them like hit that. I'm like, dude, that's fucking rad! So I was really happy. Like Pure Solar HD, like I keep on looking out, they're showcasing all the stuff that they're going to have for the Dreamcast version, which is the version that I'm getting, and I'm probably going to end up getting the digital download version for like the Wii U or something like that. I haven't really decided just yet. But I thought it was just really awesome to see all this stuff, and I was really proud to see it, and I hope that other big companies that have been kind of holding off on dormant IPs and shit like that have been holding back on it and be like, you know what? We'll make the game if the Kickstarter can reach this goal, and then it can start reaching out to people, because that's one of the other reasons why I always liked the idea of Kickstarter. When it's done right. I know that there's a lot of bullshit Kickstarter things, but when it's done right with stuff like this, it fucking kicks ass, because then you have the developers listening and talking to all the fans right there. So they can have them vote on things, they can have them toss ideas to them, so they can actually go and work together to make the game that everybody wants to play. And that's something that is very, very important. Anytime that a developer and a publisher is starting to listen to their fans to go and craft the game that everybody will want to enjoy, it, you know, and especially if it's constructive criticism, not just saying, well, I want this because I'm a needy little fucking shit. Well, okay, you're a needy little shit, but you want to know what? We need something that everybody's going to be needy of. So, Kickstarter, yeah, did really fucking good in 2013. Hope that it continues to really well in 2014. One thing that was cool about 2013 for me on a personal level was that I finally got to start doing Let's Play videos, because I needed a capture device, and I was just like, I want to set up the fucking camera on a tripod and record it and shit, because it looks all fucking ghetto and stuff. So I finally got my hands on a capture device and started recording, and I started with Sonic and All-Star Racing Transform, which oddly enough I'm actually playing through again for the sheer fuck of it. But started playing that. I did like, I don't know how many tracks on it. I really enjoyed doing that. Then I did Resident Evil Survivor, Resident Evil 2, and Super Mario 3D World. And I've loved doing all these, and I thought it was like the funnest shit ever, because I mean, I play a lot of games, but one of the things that I actually want to try focusing on is like a lot of one-off type videos that I can just go and play. Like, you know, I love the shit out of the Katamari Damacy games, and I think that they're fun as hell. Like, I own all of them except for Touch My Katamari and Beautiful Katamari, but I've gotten all of them, played the living shit out of them. I'm like, dude, that'd be fun as fuck, just sit there for like an hour or two and just play through those games, because they're really trippy, really fun, and just it's something you can sit back and be relaxed and enjoy the shit out of. I tried playing through Bubsy 3D, but like I don't know, my editing software like basically threw up on its own dick and jammed it into its own fucking eye socket, and I was like, well, maybe it's because it's Bubsy 3D and it's fucking cursed. That's how I was actually viewing it, by the way. It's just like, so Adobe Premiere looked at it and was just like, oh my god, it's Bubsy 3D. So that didn't happen, unfortunately. So I'll try to go and re-record that again at some point like that. But either way, irritating stick on PlayStation 1, that was something I thought would be kind of fun. It just, like, I have a big fucking list. I also want to play through longer games, but I know that they're going to take, like, a lot of devotion, stuff like that. Like, I want to play through RPGs, like Breath of Fire 3, Parasite Eve, Final Fantasy 7, stuff like that. Like, and I've mentioned these on the Let's Play videos. And by the way, if you're like, wait, what Let's Play videos? Just go to my channel. They're right there. There's a playlist, like, damn near at the fucking top. But, like, there's just so many fucking things I want to go through, and I know everybody's like, go back and finish this, but I have ADD when it comes to games. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to play this, oh, I want to play this, oh, I want to play this, because I got a bunch of games, so I want to play a whole bunch of games. So I do apologize if I'm not going back and finishing things immediately, because I'm just trying to run around and play as many things as I possibly can, not including the fact I'm already playing through a bunch of shit as it is right now. So, yeah, it's just like, game stack just keeps on fucking adding up. Either way, if you have checked them out and enjoyed them, thank you a whole bunch. I appreciate the living shit out of it, and don't worry, there's definitely going to be more to come. And if you do like the idea of just like one-off random-ass niche game video things, because that's pretty much what I want to roll with, is like games that people haven't heard of that might interest you, and I know that those are going to be things like, who's going to really fucking watch this? But it'll be cool to go and showcase something like that to people who have never heard of it, and be like, I have to go and check this game out, whether you're getting on, you know, Xbox Live Arcade, PSN, finding a real physical copy, finding a ROM of it. I don't fucking care. I just want people to enjoy the stuff and know they kicks ass and stuff like that. And I want to have a bunch of fun while doing it. And I don't care about being like one of those all-pro, I did everything perfect and shit type gamers, because I don't want to be that serious about it. I don't care if I die and fuck up in games, because I just want to enjoy myself. People are like, no, you missed out, or you didn't do this perfectly. Suck my fucking asshole dry, okay? Seriously, swap that fucking poop deck. Like, you are a pirate's life for you, okay? I don't need to fucking be the man at something. I just want to have fun. That's the point of a game, is to fucking enjoy it. Anyway, so all I want to say is, there'll be more Let's Plays. They'll be coming out. I don't know when. I don't even know what I'm playing next. I kind of just go off the cuff on everything like I pretty much do with all these fucking videos. But anyway, yeah, there'll be more coming. So Let's Plays. Huzzah! One of the news stories that I had a personal interest in big time was Atlas being bought out, because I already knew that they were going to be up for bid, and I sat there thinking like, oh man, there's so many fucking companies, they have so many different IPs. That's a company that I've been with for years and years and years and years and years, and I've been invested in ever since like middle school and stuff. And then turned out to be Sega, and I was happy as shit, I really was. But at the same point, I realized that anytime that a company swallows up another company, that there could be some changes and something bad could happen, but I just want to play the waiting game, sit back, and just see how it all plays out. And everybody was like, no, it's gonna be bad, it's gonna be horrible, no, it's gonna be so fucking terrible, and I'm like, dude, just fucking give it a chance. No, Sega's big fucking... I'm like, just give it a chance, give it a chance, give it a chance. And it turns out, Sega's done everything right. Because they said this, you can do whatever the fuck you want, keep doing things as you've usually been doing, we'll be over here. And I was like, that's what's up, that's fucking cool. So, you know, we're still getting our Shin Megami Tensei games and stuff like that, and I'm really happy. Persona 5 being announced made me really happy. All the other Persona offshoot games, again, made me really happy on a personal level. But then came the news, and when I heard about this, I was just like, you're kidding me, that, oh man, infinite possibilities right here. Was that Sega said, yeah, all of our dormant games and franchises and stuff like that, if you want, you can go and do something with them. So the prospect of Atlas going and bringing out something like Rent-A-Hero #1 to US shores, or some of the Phantasy Star games that we haven't gone, or helping them trying to make Shenmue 3, which would, you know, speaking of like Kickstarter earlier, that would be so fucking killer. Skies of Arcadia Legends 2, I'd be like, oh my god, I'd be so fucking happy. Yeah, I love the idea of all that stuff, and then some. So all I can really say is, I hope that we see a whole bunch of stuff occur from this little mutual relationship thingamabob. But either way, it turned out to be pretty damn good, and it looks like it's going to get even better in the future. So, yay! Bright future for Atlas and Sega! So, all I can say is, fuck yeah! One thing that caught everybody off guard was the amount of money that Capcom has left in the bank, because they haven't been doing so well in general. They can't even go import various games that they have. They don't really have a middle market of games anymore. It's just their AAA titles or nothing. You know, and that's one of the things that's so fucked up to think about as a company, a third-party company as big as Capcom, with the franchises as well-known and revered and loved as Capcom has, all under their umbrella, and now what the fuck do? They can't afford to fuck up. We know that. They cannot afford to fuck up. The downside is that they have to go and make shit tons of money off each individual games, which means that they might stifle the creativity of all of their developers. Like, nope, you have to make it this way because that's what'll sell. Instead of, make this a fun game. Make this a good game. Just be creative. Do something different. Wow people. Catch them off guard. Come up with a new IP. Oh, wait, can't do that. Gotta go with what people are familiar with and what they know. And that worries me to no fucking end. I worry about the future of Devil May Cry. I worry about the future of Street Fighter. I worry about the future of Resident Evil. I worry about the future of all the franchises that they've been ignoring. I've seen what the fuck they did to Breath of Fire 6. Not that 5 was really any better, but I mean, Breath of Fire 6 is even a Breath of Fire game. Just slap the name on something else because that's a familiar franchise name. That'll get this game to sell. It's like, I really don't fucking get it. But it's one thing throughout all of 2013, kept on hearing about all this negative shit. And then, you know, all the fucking stuff that they've done to the Mega Man games. It's like, all I know is that they've got like one foot in the grave, and they're kind of just like one-legged river dancing and shit and stuff like that. Look at the bobbleheads go. But they're fucking doing that, and all I know is I'm kind of just waiting to see who's going to go and buy them out. Like, I'm waiting for them to either start selling off various franchises, like, oh, gone, 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 gone. Okay, now we're back in the black again. But that's the thing. I don't want it to go and get to that point. If a bigger company who actually has their shit together and isn't fucking completely retarded goes and scoops them up and does something with them, I would be happier than hell. I've always thought I'd like Nintendo to go and scoop up Capcom, but I mean, really, if it's any of the big three that goes and grabs up Capcom, they pretty much will own as far as first-party exclusives go. Because you gotta think about all the shit that Capcom has. Like, their reach is fucking far. I mean, far as hell. You know, and that's in the gaming world and even outside of the gaming world. You know, think about movies and music and comics and shit like that, and all the merchandising. And I mean, they have fucking restaurants and their own store. It's fucking bonkers to think about you'd get all that shit. So, and you could get it all for the low introductory price of like less than $200 million, which is really depressing whenever you go and put it into that kind of scope. And somebody might say, hey, $200 million's a lot. And when it comes to like being a big-time gaming company, that's really not a lot. Especially with how much those budgets cost nowadays, shit's fucking crazy. But either way, that's something, I just hope there's a much brighter future with it. A brighter future where Capcom actually goes back to being the Capcom I remember from the 90s. Because in the 2000s, they started getting kind of stupid, but not completely stupid. And then, whatever the fuck you want to go and call it now, a shell of their former self. It's a fucking mess. But either way, Capcom, get your shit together, or somebody's going to have to get it together for you. One of the coolest things that 2013 brought me was going to a game convention for the very first time. And I didn't even go to just one. I got to go to 3 altogether. So the very first one that I got to go to was over in Philadelphia. I got to go on road trip, go to the Too Many Games convention, and for me, this has like been a dream for a long time to go to game conventions, because I remember for the longest time, whenever I was younger, get video game magazines, and I'd read about Space World and Tokyo Game Show and E3. Space World isn't even around anymore, but I go and read about that stuff, which I still read about Tokyo Game Show and E3 now. But I read about them, like, it would be so amazing to go there. You see all the people walking around, being able to try out these games for the very first time, sit in for the conferences and the Q&As and stuff, get to see footage for the very first time, get to sit there live with it, get to talk with people that work for the companies and stuff. And I just was like, man, that would be the coolest fucking thing in the entire world. And I still want to go to E3, but unfortunately, they're just like, oh, wait, you don't actually work for any kind of gaming company. It'll be $1,000 just to attend. Like, you're high as fuck if you think somebody's going to pay that shit, but somebody out there has, like, deep fucking pockets. I'm sure they can pay, but I just thought that was so fucked up. But anyway, so I got to go to the Too Many Games convention in Philly, and it was a 3-day long convention. It was extremely fucking cool being able to go there. Made a video about me going and stuff, and when I got to go, you know, I know it's going to be retro gaming, everything. Brennell Floss was there, the Angry Video Game Nerd is there, and I thought it was really cool because I'd get to go and see both of them. I've watched both of their videos for a longest time, especially AVGN, which he was the very first dude I ever fucking subbed to. But, got to go there, and I didn't actually take into account that there was going to be, you know, a lot of people there who might recognize me. because I don't get recognized in person at all. I'm just like, I make videos on the interwebs. I'm AlphaOmegaSin. Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm gonna rant today. Oh, I've got good news today. I'm gonna unbox something. Time for Let's Play. Random diddly, whatever the fuck. That guy swears too much. Are you some kind of drug addict? Oh, look at your long hair. You must be a hippie. That kind of fucking thing. But, so I go... and that's the internet in general, by the way. So, I go to the Too Many Games convention, and on Saturday, I walk in, and I get like 20 feet from the fucking door, I get my pass and stuff, and I get stopped, and people are just like, oh, hey, what's up, oh, AlphaOmegaSin, and all this stuff, and then it just gets insane, because suddenly a line starts forming, a crowd starts forming, and I stayed there for 2.5 hours. I didn't do anything but stand right there and talk to people. And it was like the craziest experience for me because, I mean, somebody might say, oh, you should have expected that. Look, you have a bunch of subscribers. But it's one of those things you don't really take it into account because you're just used to doing stuff online. And that's really different from doing things in person, especially when you're not really recognized when you're out and about. So I was like, this is fucking overwhelming. Like, holy shit. I mean, it was like one of the coolest experiences, but it was like, it was really heartwarming to me because it was like, I actually get to meet people in person and talk to them, and they've actually watched the stuff and they know what the fuck I'm talking about, you know, and there was like this fucking immediate connection. It's like, now I know you. Now I can put faces to fucking screen names and shit like that, and it was just nuts. Like, it really was, and it was one of those things that it's an experience I won't ever forget, and I was just so fucking thankful to even be afforded the opportunity to have something like that happen, let alone anybody give a shit that this guy is alive and he says anything or talks about anything or is sharing anything or expressing anything. But it was seriously one of the coolest fucking experiences that I ever was afforded, and I just was so fucking thankful for it. I mean, truly, honestly was. But it was crazy just to see, like, the amount of people. I took tons of pictures with people, signed a bunch of shit and stuff, and I was just like, wow, that's really fucking cool to realize, like, I've actually, like, helped some people. Like, I've actually had people tell me that I've helped them to some degree in some regard. You know, I've made people laugh when they were having a really bad day. I got to show people a different perspective on things that they never took into account, and it, like, changed their train of thought. And, you know, then I get to hear things, you know, that are all just really positive things. And I was just really fucking happy because it made anything that I said and do mean 10 times more than just my love of gaming is really gargantuan, and I fucking know that, but the idea that I was doing something that was well beyond the realms of that was really awesome. And all I can say is that was fucking cool as hell, but that was just the first game convention. So it got to be even cooler because then I got to go down to Texas, and I got to attend Retropalooza, which was actually being put together by the Game Chasers, most notably Jay of the Game Chasers, and he did a bang-up job, and I mean really got this thing together, and for something that was only 1 day long, that place was packed the entire fucking time. And by the way, I actually found my footage from that because I couldn't find the card, and it turned out that I took the SD card and put it right back into my 3DS and completely forgot that that's what it was on. And I was just like, I thought that I lost this stuff. That's why I never got to upload it. So I'm going to have to upload that at some point very soon. But it was really cool because while I was down there, I got to stay with Billy from the Game Chasers. I got to hang out with Billy, Jay, 8-Bit Eric pretty much the entire time. I got to meet up with OK Chief. I got to meet up with Norm, the gaming historian. Got to meet up with all these fucking guys, and it was one of the coolest experiences that I've ever had because the Game Chasers, I was like within their first 1,000 subscribers and have been watching them ever since. You know, I've gotten my own family and friends to watch them and stuff, and they really like them. And I always thought they were really cool. Eventually I got to shoot the shit with them online and stuff, even on Skype and, you know, on the phone. And then getting to meet them in person. When they picked me up from the airport and we drove around, even got to go game chasing and shit. And it was really kick-ass because they were just as awesome as I thought they would be. And it was one of those experiences, it was like, have you ever met somebody for the first time and it felt like you had known them your entire life? You know, like you know, you've had like an entire past life with them. You've had tons of experiences and memories, even though it's the first time that you've met them. And that's what it was like meeting them. Was these are like guys that I've known my entire life, and they were so fucking cool and down to earth, and you know, we have similar senses of humor, like a lot of the same fucking games and shit, and, you know, we're all around the same exact age, so we can relate to a lot of the same stuff that we all like, and it was just really cool. And then meeting everybody that was down there, everyone was so kind and so nice, and Retropalooza, I mean, I fucking killed there. Like, I got so many fucking things together, like, I bought so many games, like, Super Castlevania 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, Super Mario RPG, and a bunch of other shit. Put it this way, got a bunch of stuff while I was down there, which I did make a pickup video for that, but then the file corrupted. I never got that back, so I was just like, fuck! But either way, just being down there and hanging out with them, going to various restaurants I've never been to, you know, and just overall being able to just chill, shoot the shit, party and drink and stuff. On the Game Chasers page, on 8-Bit Eric's page and stuff, you can see like OK Chiefs too. Like I showed up in videos on all of theirs. Because I mean, we were just having such a nice time, and each one of those guys I have nothing but like the highest regards and fucking opinions of. They're truly some of the nicest people ever, and it's kind of cool because Retropalooza is actually going to end up not only coming back, but coming back to be 2 days long, because it was such a success, and rightfully so, because it was really awesome. So I was really happy with that, and just to be in Texas was really neat, because that was the first time I ever flew an airplane. I flew on an airplane. No, I actually flew to an airplane. I was like, don't worry, I got this shit, and then I reenact scenes from Airplane and shit. But and then I start talking jive because I'll be the interpreter. But so that was the first time I ever got to be on an airplane. I was excited as hell for it. I just never had the opportunity to be on an airplane. So got to go down there. That was really cool. Then it was ironic because like only 1 week later, I was going to be going to Portland and then hanging out with all those same guys all over again. And I'm like, dude, this is so fucking cool. So I got to hang out with the Game Chasers all over again. I got to hang out with Eric all over again. But in addition, I got to hang out with the Happy Console Gamer, Johnny Millennium. And he, again, just like with Billy and Jay, was one of the coolest people ever. Like, I've actually talked to Johnny a whole shit ton well before ever meeting him. And he is just a very, very humble, very cool-ass dude. Like me, he likes anime a whole bunch, like an old-school anime fan, too. He likes RPGs, he likes Dungeons and Dragons and shit, you know, old-school fucking nerd. He likes, you know, comic books and shit. And I love that about him, because we have so much in common. And the thing is, the entire time that I was in Portland, me and him hung out and talked so fucking much. His wife, Kim, who's also a very fucking nice person, she's cool as shit. You know, I also got to meet up with Metal Jesus, and it was the first time I also got to hang out with Gamester, which Gamester ended up coming to my house. If you ever go onto Gamester81's channel, he actually uploaded a video where he kind of did like a pseudo interview with me right here within my fucking game room, within my bat cave, and within the lair of AlphaOmegaSin. Dun dun dun. But it was really cool being able to meet up with all those people for the first time. And it's weird because another first was that was the first time I ever did a live panel, and I was actually a tag along. Luckily, because the Game Chasers, they were like, "Hey, come be on our panel." So me, Johnny, and Eric all got to join in on their panel. And if you haven't seen it, I uploaded a video of it here on my channel. If you're ever on 8-Bit Eric's channel, he's also got a video of it too, of the entire panel, no less. So check that out, because it's actually pretty cool just having everybody line up. And I mean, the room was fucking packed. I mean, absolutely packed. It was fucking crazy. And you know, everybody would line up, ask questions, so you get to hear every single individual person answering it, you know, and it was really fun, really neat. But for Portland, for me, was actually just the entire time hanging out with everybody and partying and drinking. Like, there was one picture that I thought was pretty cool, that we had the bathtub completely filled with ice, because there was an ice machine not that far from the hotel room. And we got all this ice, and we just filled the entire thing with fucking beer, because the fridge, like, wouldn't work for whatever reason. And that shit was small. Like, you know, we had that room packed. I'm talking at least, like, 20 plus people in there, in this hotel room, and everybody's just partying and having a great fucking time. And it was one of those things like, oh, what the fuck, we played some games. I know we played Batman and Robin on Super Nintendo. I think we played one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. I don't know, I'm trying to remember everything off the top of my head. When I was walking around through the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, me and Johnny ended up playing, let's see, we played Dreamcast for a little bit, we played Joust. I didn't get to actually play as many games as I want to. I actually only bought one thing. And it's that Growlancer Deluxe Edition right there. That's the only thing that I bought there. Because I wasn't there as much as I want to be. I was just out and about experiencing Portland, which is a really cool city. I'd love to go back, you know, whenever is possible, because there was so much to offer, but I had such a limited amount of time to be there. But, you know, and I know that I've absolutely fucking bombarded Google about fucking up YouTube and stuff like that, but that's actually one of the reasons why I want YouTube to remain a really kick-ass site, is because if it wasn't for YouTube, it wasn't for the site in general existing, I wouldn't have been afforded the opportunity to be able to make videos like this, to talk about the stuff with all of you out there. I wouldn't have been able to meet up with all of those guys. I wouldn't have been able to go to those same conventions. I wouldn't have been able to have those same experiences if it wasn't for doing this. And, I mean, it's changed the course of my life. It's gone beyond the realms of, you know, you just go on there to find music and video game footage and how-do things and random things that might be funny, or old TV shows and shit like that. You know, it's actually important to me. And all those guys became, or to me, are like lifelong friends now. And it's crazy because I've, you know, absolutely stayed in contact with them. Still talked, I've talked to Johnny on the phone, I don't even know how many times since then. Actually, me and him got to do a game chat. That's one thing I want to go and mention. If you go on to Johnny Millennium's YouTube channel, there's a game chat between me and him where we just get to sit down and shoot the shit. And a game chat is, usually it's him and Rob. They end up going and just talking to the camera, but he's going to end up doing more. But, you know, he was nice enough to actually have me on there, and I thought it was really cool. But he's just so fucking nice. Billy and Jay are so nice. Eric is fucking cool as shit. Norm, and just everybody is so fucking cool. You know, Gamester, everybody, again, gets a big-ass thumbs up for me. You know, all the success that they've all had, I would love for it to continue and blow up even bigger, because they're fucking awesome enough, make cool enough stuff that they fucking deserve it. You know, and I'm not saying this, you know, just to fucking make them look good. Like, they genuinely are some of the nicest people. And these gaming conventions were just killer, because I get to meet up with guys like that and meet up with people that actually are subscribed to me and are just like, hey, Alpha! You know, and it's just nuts to see something like that. So 2013 was a big deal in that way. So it was a lot of firsts for me. So yeah, it was a good year in that regard. Unfortunately, 2013 can't always be filled with really cool memories and experiences and stuff like that. You also have moments where human evolution kind of takes several steps back and then rolls down a fucking hill into a moat. Unfortunately, you have a bunch of violence that's actually linked to video game related stuff that just makes all gamers look bad. So you just have that one simpleton go and make millions of people around the world end up looking bad, and the media has a fucking field day with it. So you'll have something like a mentally disabled dude ends up getting his ass beat for his copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 by some fucking hard-up couple that need fucking money. Two pieces of shit that are thankfully in jail, but I would love to be afforded the opportunity to go and decide that they need their asses beat instead of just thrown in the fucking slammer. If anything, they should be slammed around in said slammer and then fucked up real bad. Because that's fucking pathetic whenever that's what you need to do to be able to get a couple bucks, is that you're going to take advantage of somebody that might be weaker than you, and you fucking go and do some shit like that. I'd pay those motherfuckers to try that shit with me or many fucking people that I fucking know and see exactly how that ends up turning out for them. But then, you also have that one chick, just recently, because that was the last fucking video that I had made, they ended up getting attacked for a PlayStation, and at knife point, and then fucking drugged and boozed up, and fucking like semi-tortured, all so that they can go and get this. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, where the fuck is society going whenever this is the kind of shit that happens? It's like, I don't really, no words, you know, the whole entire I don't want to live on this planet anymore doesn't ring any more true than it does with fucking situations like this. And then, despite the fact that I did make a lot of fucking jokes out of it, because it is funny, because it's so fucking weird, but that dude that got his dick bit, like, his dick got bit because he told somebody, hey, turn down your 360, because whenever you're playing, it's fucking loud as shit, and I'm right here, and I can hear everything. And then they're like, yeah, I got bit like a sandwich and stuff. And they're talking about, yeah, he's in his pajama pants. And it's like, what wrestling moves did you get into to, like, get to the point that your wiener is, like, right on his fucking face? And he's like, ah, treating it like a fucking chew toy and just going to town on it like a squeak toy and everything. Except for the dude the only thing that's squeaking is the dude, because he's just, like, going into high pitch, oh my god, this really hurts my fucking groin mode. But that kind of shit, it's... Oh man, it stands out because it's so fucking over the top and you can't believe this shit happens, but then you realize that humanity is filled with so many fucking idiots that, yeah, that's totally true. And you just gotta take the good with the bad. So yeah, I'm hoping that 2014 affords us a lot better stories, but you know, like usual, if it's really bad stuff and fucked up stuff like that, I'll be here and I'll let you know. Can't have a single year go by without PETA going and attacking things like Pokemon X and Y and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, because you need to save the virtual whales instead of real-life whales, or, you know, seals are getting clubbed to death. I know what we should do. Ignore that and focus on a video game, because we need attention more so than we need to actually do what the entire point of this organization was founded on, because that's what we do with all of our money. We're also going to take at least, like, I don't know, 1% of all the animals that we take in and actually give them homes. And the rest of the 99%, we're actually going to put to fucking death. Yeah, but we're not going to tell you about anything like that. We are going to keep on telling you, though, that we're doing a humdinger of a job, don't you know? Because, I mean, Pokemon X and Y, that's teaching people about animal cruelty. Except for if you're actually supposed to be helping the animals, technically you're cruel. And it's just so fucked up. I hate that fucking company so much because they're nothing but a big foundation of lies. A fucking company that gets millions of dollars every fucking year by proxy. They don't even need to do shit. They get millions of fucking dollars to do fuck all. Isn't that nice to know? Meanwhile, they could be taking that money and give it to tons of fucking animal shelters that end up doing this off of next to no fucking money. People have to actually volunteer to go and work there. You have an entire rainforest being wiped out, and the homes for those animals and those insects and all the other shit are pretty much being wiped out clear. You have a bunch of animals on the extinct list that are going extinct faster and faster, day by day. You're not trying to go and make a habitat that's fucking versatile for them to make sure that they can continue to fucking grow and repopulate. No, you aren't going to do anything about poaching or shit like that. Then you're going to go after video games. Fuck PETA, fuck every motherfucker that works for them, and fuck anybody that defends them, because you're defending a bunch of idiocy, a bunch of lies, and the fact is, they fucking suck. Another cool thing about 2013 was that I actually hit 100,000 subscribers. Something I never, ever thought that I'd be able to even get near. Even when I started getting subscribers, I was flabbergasted and amazed. And hitting 1,000 and 10,000 and 100,000. It's like, that was not expected. That wasn't part of the plan. I just was making videos, and that's it. And that's kind of all I've been doing. Like, I never focus on a number until it's, like, brought up to my attention. I'm like, holy shit. And you're trying to wrap your brain around the entire idea that potentially, if I go and put something out, there could be 100,000 people that are going to come and view it. And that's just fucking mind-boggling on so many levels. I mean, this is something that I've loved doing since I started in 2009. I've gone to make friends, I've gone to make acquaintances, I've gone to go and actually help in a lot of ways. And that meant the fucking world to me. And this is something I plan on just continuing doing and trying to make it a little bit bigger, little by little, if at all possible. You know, I want to make a website, so, because I know damn well certain things that I go and upload would automatically get flagged, so it'd be kind of cool to do something like that. Make written reviews, potentially. Talk about music, because I can't really review any music or suggest any music without playing the music, because it's like, yeah, listen to this. You can't actually listen to what it sounds like right now, because I'm getting flagged to fucking hell and back. You know, I'd like to talk about wrestling. I'd love to talk about Magic the Gathering. Fuck, right on my floor right now. Here. I can actually show everybody, because it's in right here, but there goes four, I'm sorry, 4 of my Magic the Gathering decks and a bunch of my fucking dice right there. But that's something that I've been into for a really long time. Dungeons and Dragons. I like all sorts of nerdy things, but I would love to be able to have an outlet to go and do all that on. I want to go and continue doing Let's Plays. I want to do more reviews. I want to do more unboxing videos. I just want to keep on making more, because I love doing this shit, because it means a whole bunch to me. Like, the actual subject matter of everything means something to me. Whether they're rant videos, whether I'm just talking about various aspects of the news, things that had happened with some company or some game franchise or something like that. It means a bunch to me, because this is something I've been invested into since I was a little kid. And now I'm 29, and I'm still into this stuff as much as I was when I was a little-ass kid. And, you know, I still get happier than all fuck seeing some of these games and sit down and just enjoying them, you know? And now I get to do that in front of a camera to a bunch of people. It's a really cool creative outlet, and this does mean the world to me. And hitting that and then continuing forward, I'm at like what, 180,000 now or some shit? And it's like, that's just fucking crazy, you know? I'm proud as hell of this. You know, 2 things I can say I'm definitely proud of: my son and my YouTube channel. 2 things I'm extremely fucking proud of, no matter what, no questions asked, no regrets. You know, those are 2 things that I can unquestionably, even if I died tomorrow, I would at least be able to say that that was part of a cemented legacy. Even if somebody's going to say, that's not all that big of a deal, anybody can make a kid, and anybody can make videos on YouTube and stuff like that. But for me personally, it does mean enough to me that that's going to be something that I'm going to be like, I fucking love this stuff, and I'll fucking stand by it, you know? And again, it's because of YouTube, it afforded me so many different possibilities and so many things that I normally wouldn't have been able to ever have occur. You know, and I talked about all the people I got to meet, all the places I got to go to, and it's something that I'm thankful for on an everyday occurrence, because it's all thanks to all of you actually watching my videos, telling people about my videos, sharing my videos, going back and watching the old videos, you know, liking the videos, favoriting them, commenting on them, you know, whatever it is, just actually being there, you know. And many of you, you know, I try to respond to a whole shit ton of comments every time that I make a video. Like, if you go back and you look through, I'm talking to everybody for at least like a fucking hour most times. Like, you know, just responding to as many things as I can, responding to messages on Facebook, on Tumblr, on Twitter, just on so many fucking things here on YouTube. And there's just like an endless array of things that I want to go and talk about. Some things I don't get to talk about because I don't have the time to at certain points. I'm trying to play catch up with other shit, you know, but it's something I just want to tell you all seriously, thank you a whole shit ton. I know that the internet is, you know, it's a hard place to go and get your feet in, because it's like, it's grand, it's huge, you know, there's so many endless things that people could go and watch. You know, you could be watching TV, you could be watching a movie, you could be watching a TV show, you could be watching shitloads of other YouTubers out there, and you took the time to go and watch this fucking knucklehead right here. So thank you for all of that. You know, I know not everybody is going to like me. There's going to be plenty of people that show up and say, I don't like this guy because he swears too much. I don't fucking care. I'm going to continue talking the way that I do. I don't like the way that you edit. Why do you have to go and do it this way? Because I fucking want to. I don't like that you don't talk about these things. Then too fucking bad. You know, and that's what it is. At the end of the day, I want to make this and do it my way and only my way and no fucking questions asked. The only thing that I was gonna ever do is just fucking listen. Oh, you guys want me to make this kind of things? Constructive criticism? I'll be fucking happy to go and take. But I'm not gonna tell somebody I'm a piece of shit because I'm not fucking doing something a very certain way. Because it's like, go jump off a fucking bridge and let that shit collapse on your fucking stupid ass. Your mom should have let you run down her fucking leg, asshole. But the thing is, for every 5 fucking dickheads that you have a shitload of really cool-ass fucking people, and that's the thing is, don't focus on the fucking idiots, ignore them! Let them sit there and have their little fucking bitch fit. Just focus on the really kick-ass people, and that's all the ones that are fucking watching right now. You know, whether you love me or hate me, whether you've been a long-time viewer, or you just showed up and this might be the very first video that you're watching right now, either way, I just want to say thank you. I know the video is really long, but there was a lot of things that I want to go and talk about. Fuck, I could go and talk about a shitload more stuff about 2013, but these were just like some random highlight moments I wanted to go and put together. I had bullet points of it, you know, and granted I had to do fucking jump cuts of each because there's just so fucking much, and doing it all off the top of my head like I normally do in a video would be a little bit too much, and I just like have a nuclear meltdown inside my brain and shit start coming out of my eyes and I become one of X-Men, which would be sweet, but yeah, either way. So, thank you again, and to all the guys that I mentioned that, you know, that I got to meet up with, thank you, all of you, seriously, fucking rock. You know, all the nerds, the nerdettes, the gamers, all of you are the shit, and I love you guys to fucking death, no homo and stuff like that, unless you're really hot, covered in tattoos, super pale, and like metal and video games, then, no, it's good, it's good. So, at least you all know my type now. But anyway, so, I am going to go and conclude this with Jack Nicholson, you know, like I always do, so I guess we can all go and do that together here. My first video of 2014, my 500th video, and just going through all the shit of 2013. So, we'll conclude this on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Nerds, nerdettes, and gamers, game the fuck on. And we'll continue gaming the fuck on into 2014.